Look, it's a flood.
It's a flood.
It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
Check it out. What's it all about? Work it out. Let's burn this party out.
Burn.
That's how you know we fucked up a recording, when I open with a Beastie Boys lyric.
I feel like you do that a lot, so people probably assume we fuck up the recording a lot more than what we do. Hey, but at least...
Intergalactic, planetary, intergalactic.
At least we don't work for the FAA.
Yeah, because then we wouldn't have a job?
And we're not responsible for the helicopter crash.
Do you think the FAA is running on Patreon donations at this point?
I mean, if you've been subject... At this point, I feel like we are not far from seeing class action. Well, I guess there will be no class action lawsuits, you slut. No.
What are courts?
Oh,
It's gonna be weird where like you're charged with the crime and it's like, all right, what's my court date?
I guess I keep praying for a world where things return to a slight sense of normal again, and one day I see a commercial for a class action lawsuit against people who were victimized by Doge, right? Like, were you or a loved one victim of the Doge cuts?
I'm already seeing them for like Fortnite and League of Legends microtransactions. So
can we sue Elon Musk as an entity, right? Like, that's what I want to know.
Sue Elon as a corporation?
Yeah, I mean...
Musk LLC?
He's gotta have an LLC. He's too chronically online to not have registered his name as an LLC.
Well, we already know he is not legally or technically the head of Doge. Because he set up a fall girl who was apparently on vacation.
In the non-problematic, non-gender specific world, aka the legal world, we call that a straw man, buddy. He set up a straw man or a scapegoat, right?
A fall gal! Because, you know, if anyone's gonna take the fall, it's gonna be a DEI hire.
Man, do you think they'll blame this most recent helicopter crash on DEI?
Absolutely.
Jesus Christ, man. Again, it's just insane this time. And
he's gonna blame the plane. Like, did you hear about the two planes that like collided within inches, where the two flights had members of Congress on them?
Jesus Christ, man. It's wild out there, buddy. It's getting crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious.
And that is, once again, another sign that Kendrick can see the future. Crazy, scary, spooky, hilarious.
Yeah, man. Helicopter crashes are definitely spooky, bro. And right before Easter, it's not a good omen. And I mean...
Also, like, if you're in a helicopter crash, you're dead. Like, every single helicopter crash that I've seen hit the news, it's no survivors.
Yeah.
It's just, you're in a helicopter crash, you're dead. There's no chance. You're dead.
That's dark, man.
I don't want to get in a helicopter. And I'm white. That's really saying something.
I don't think I want to fly at this point. I mean, goddamn, man, with all the shit that's going on,
I'm thinking, like, how long does it take to get, you know, if you gotta go to Europe, might as well take a cruise, right?
You go to Europe if the fuck you want, buddy. You go to Europe if the fuck you want. I done heard stories about people that I know going on vacation and then trying to get back in the country and getting fucking hassled for it. Like, what the fuck was you out of America for, huh? Shouldn't you be here working in the factories that we don't have set up yet, building the smartphones? How the fuck is we gonna beat the Chinese with you going on vacation in the Mediterranean?
I love how they think that people in America want to work in factories again. I think that's hilarious.
I mean, the level of absurdity is rising! to astronomical levels and crashing through like the economy is dying.
Ziggy.
Damn, I was trying to come up with something for you on the quick.
Bring in our pop perspective to put the culture in context and make the mainstream make sense, because if we do not make sense, we don't make dollars. Holla!
Shout out to Doge, baby.
But, you know, this is the weekly
your
pop
cuts at
culture
Doge.
digest where we take the news happening around us and talk about how it shapes the culture that defines us.
And you know how we usually like to start that. That's with thanking our patrons.
Enraged Peacock.
A cool cat named
AC Slater. Thunder Knight.
Ryo.
And Andrew Raymer.
Shout out to you guys for keeping the lights on. Some of the other crazy we got to talk about this week. A teen accused of killing his parents may have also been found to have plotting a assassination attempt.
On who?
The president.
Which one?
Of the United States, baby.
But which one?
The one who is actually the president, or the three that would like to think they are. SNL.
How many of those three are in the current administration?
None of them were in the SNL Trump. One more time. None of them were in the SNL parody cast this weekend, roasting the presidential cabinet as well as family.
I did see the skit of the White Lotus as the White POTUS.
Yeah, that's
and it was just
about.
Donald disassociating the entire time.
Yeah, I mean, I haven't seen White Lotus yet, but the sketch did make me want to watch it, although I will say SNL is still not funny. SNL is still not funny.
From what I can tell, I didn't laugh during the sketch, but I think that might be because I haven't seen White Lotus either. But from that sketch, it makes me feel like White Lotus is a very, very high production version of I Think You Should Leave.
It does feel a bit like it saw Succession and was like, we could do that.
It feels in the same vein as like Glass Onion.
Are we right, listeners? Have you guys seen White Lotus? Are we late as a pop culture podcast? Are we really?
I'm sure we are very late that we haven't seen Severance or White Lotus or I haven't seen Last of Us. You haven't seen Invincible.
But maybe we shouldn't list all of our failures. Jesus Christ, what are we, the Trump presidency?
No, because we are hip on other more important things like the premiere of One Piece Season 2.
Oh, and speaking of premieres, we're also hip to the fucking damage all you Minecraft fans are doing to these theaters. We're going to talk about it. You know we're going to talk about it. As well as some of the backlash that the release of South of Midnight, one of the blackest games ever been
black,
released.
Y'all. It's black, y'all. It's blackety black and it's black, y'all.
Nintendo is also facing some backlash after its most recent announcements.
Yeah,
We're gonna cover all of that as well as more. But you know how we like to roll along with things, and that's by seeing what you guys have been rolling in your earbuds.
And this week's hit on the algorithm is A Reputation is Unbreakable as the phone that it is named after, and that is Nokia by Drake.
That's right. It seems like you guys are really, really digging this new Champagne Poppy collab with none other
It's got to be hitting that Nordstrom playlist hard.
This is great shopping music, man. Like I said, first time around.
Not that y'all know about the first time around.
I'd much rather listen to Drake than, some of that other new age slop that they play while you're trying to shop, right?
Bars?
Unintentional bars.
Bars. Drop the Jalen.
However, it does feel a bit phoned in, no pun intended. It's just like, I don't know, man. The song is a bop, but every time I listen to it, I'm just like, it feels like it's missing something. I don't know. We could call it the Kendrick effect. I guess you could call it the Kendrick effect because, Drake just don't hit the same no more. Pause.
We're not even 18 minutes into the episode.
I just feel like, it's what really is doing it is the whole UMG lawsuit for me, right? Like, it was also revealed recently. I don't know. I feel like we haven't talked about it yet because I feel like it was just revealed while we were off last week that the request to see Kendrick's contract with UMG has been approved by the judge that is overhearing the case. And I just can't understand exactly what Drake wants to see.
Who cares?
I mean, obviously Drake does, right? And I feel like he wants us to care for some reason. He wants the fans' approval for the reveal of Kendrick's contract. And I just want to know if he thinks there's going to be like proof of payola in there for Not Like Us some kind of way, or if there's proof that UMG knew Kendrick was going to call Drake a pedophile, or if he wants to brag that he's getting paid more money than Kendrick by UMG, right?
Who cares? Drake, everybody thinks / quote, allegedly knows you're a pedophile.
I want to know why. Like, why do you want the contract?
Motherfucker looked straight in the camera on the Super Bowl and said, "Hey, Drake, I heard him like I'm young. You better never go to cell block 1.
That's crazy. That's a crazy cut. Future Zig, good luck with that one.
Future Zig ain't doing shit with that. Are you kidding me?
Yeah. No, when you go back and listen to that though, you'll understand why I said it. Fam, it's super crazy because Kendrick just keeps trolling Drake with these victory laps by not only just continuing to dominate the charts with
Luther is actually number 1.
Yeah, actually dominating the charts. And then they dropped the music video for Luther quietly this week and surpassed Nokia's views on YouTube within the first 24 hours, right? Like, it's absolutely insane the way he effortlessly aura farms on Drake's...
It's diabolical. It's pure diabolical. Kendrick is an actual supervillain.
Yeah, it's great.
It's like those comics when a supervillain tries to fight another supervillain, and then Doom, because of course it's Dr. Doom, just suns them.
Of course, you got to compare Kendrick to.
If you could compare Kendrick to any supervillain, isn't it Dr. Doom?
Or is it Magneto? But would that make Drake Professor X?
Yeah, like I said, Dr. Doom. Because at best, that makes Drake Reed Richards. At best.
I don't know if I like Drake as Reed Richards either.
You know who doesn't either? Kendrick. That's why he's Dr. Doom.
Oh, man.
He does everything possible to make sure no one sees him as Reed Richards.
Do you think Reed would sue?
At best, they see him as Mr. Fix-It.
Do you think Reed...
That is a super deep cut.
...would sue to see Doom's contract with the corporation that they were working for?
Good luck getting the courts of Latveria to agree to that.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, like... But do you
sometimes dictatorships work. In Latveria, I think I'd be okay with it. Doom gives everybody fucking Wi-Fi, dude. The password is Richard Sucks 30. Richard Sucks #4. That's the password.
You know what else sucks? Going bankrupt. Speaking of going bankrupt, did you hear? No Jumper is going bankrupt. That's right. One of the most salacious Pod Rag Hip Hop Cast. Oh yeah, that was a fucking word jamble for you. We'll make sense of that one. Yeah, no. After doing like a who's who in Culture Vulture circle jerk circuit, Adam22 went on DJ Vlad's podcast slash YouTube show and announced that No Jumper is going broke. They are bankrupt. It's absolutely a terrible business model to think that you could, you know, just I don't know. I don't know what kind of sponsors you were gonna get doing a strictly crime and like porn driven podcast. Hey, look, and this is coming from a guilty enjoyer of No Jumper, right? Like I've watched No Jumper. It's not, but who doesn't love a trash rap?
That makes me want to ask you, what are some cool crimes?
What are some cool crimes?
Besides like art theft. Art theft is always cool.
Do you think
art theft is a cool crime? Stealing from billionaires is a cool crime.
But do you think extorting rappers and celebrities and kidnapping and maybe orchestrating the death of Nipsey Hussle is a cool crime?
No, but stealing the Mona Lisa, cool crime. Definitely a cool crime.
So have you heard about like any of the Big U drama then? I don't think you've done. No.
I mean, I'm talking about stealing the Mona Lisa. Do you really think I've heard about this drama?
It's crazy because I guess throughout the drama, it was also revealed by Ice Cube that Big U may or may not have been the inspiration for Debo in the Friday movies. So, like, this dude has been a menace in the hip-hop game for quite a while, and he finally went down with, I believe, a RICO case, which I think Adam22 and No Jumper may be caught up in because they've had Big U on the show, like, several times. It goes pretty deep. That's why I'm kind of surprised that you haven't heard about it. But it is, once again, that's why we're here, right? Yep. If you don't know.
Now you know, for both of us.
One of the most influential and maybe notorious extortionists in the hip-hop game.
But you know what? There are reasons that we make a great pairing because he comes up with shit like this. And then, you know, I told him that Super Smash Brothers is full of pedophiles. He had no idea.
What do you mean I had no... I also was not that surprised.
You were not surprised, but you did not know either.
I was not that surprised.
You were not surprised at all.
Yeah.
You were like, oh, what I expected turned out to be true. Got it.
Hearing that Big U may be somehow involved with the death of Nipsey Hussle, though, was quite a surprise to me, as well as another rapper that was on his label who he got into a disagreement with and had allegedly a hit taken out on. It's pretty deep, man.
Memphis shit?
It's Cali shit. Cali get that work.
Because I mean, John Morant got me thinking Memphis got some shit. Yeah, and I mean, I know Memphis got some shit. Rest in peace, Young Dolph. But
R.I.P. Young Dolph, though.
But John Morant.
It was also recently the anniversary of the day we lost DMX as well. So R.I.P.
Arf.
Wow. The GOAT. The God.
I'm gonna leave that lighter flick in, by the way. Following the arf, I'm definitely leaving the lighter flick in.
Man. Do I do this? I can tell you that Steam decided they weren't going to leave a rape simulator game in their library after massive controversy and backlash.
What is this? Newgrounds?
No,
I will tell you, back in my day, I was on Newgrounds in the most Newgrounds of Newgrounds eras.
Listen,
and there was a Newgrounds game that I came across called Misty Chainsaw. And there were 3 options.
No more than the fucking thumbnail on this Kotaku article that I found. Now, I saw this trending on, I guess, X somewhere. It might have actually been Tumblr. I don't know. I was blown away by... I've been blown away by a lot of things in the gaming sphere, right? Like Goat Simulator, wacky. That's crazy. Hello
Club
Neighbor,
Penguin?
Club Penguin, right?
Club Penguin goated though.
Some of the shit you can do on Roblox. Crazy, right? Like that's a kid's game. But you know, the simulators go wild. They got all kinds of, they got farming simulator, right? Like the dating sims that the Japanese get into, right? Like those are
You mean
crazy.
Fire Emblem.
But No Mercy, a 3D visual novel featuring a non-consensual sex and incest scene, has announced its plans to remove the game entirely from Steam after the game attracted controversy online. Valve already pulled the game from the United Kingdom version of Steam after a government official slammed Valve for allowing No Mercy to be sold on its storefront. Right, but the game was still the game was released March 22nd on PC via Valve's super popular digital gaming storefront Steam, according to the Kotaku article. Right, like Kotaku's words, not mine.
Well, I mean, it's objectively true that Steam is very popular.
It is a 3D choice-driven adult novel with a huge focus on incest and male domination. Already red flags.
Okay.
Right? Like, now, I just, like...
I mean, this is, like, at first was making me think hot coffee mod.
No. This makes hot coffee mod look like green tea. What the fuck do you mean? This is crazy, right? Like, it's not, like, okay, when... You read the context of what the game actually is, right? Because a lot of that context isn't being provided in the controversy online. It does provide a bit more reasonability behind the presentation, right? It is a bit, though, of a... We always wondered if we could. We never asked if we should type shit, right? Like, nobody asked for a modern day interpretation of fucking Lolita to be, like, that you could play on your goddamn double fucking monitor, right? Like, you're what? Like, why? Why?
Can you imagine using your second monitor for your stats while committing a...
They thought they was out here cooking with No Mercy. Meanwhile, people are bitching about South of Midnight because it's too fucking black and they can't.
It's black, y'all. It's black, y'all. It's blackity black and it's black, y'all.
But No Mercy people had to actually bitch about this game before they would take it down, right? Like in the United States, they was still letting this cook, but y'all can't handle a fucking. Y'all can't handle it.
It's black, y'all.
Action. What do you call it? I don't know if it's an RPG. Damn. Hold on. One more time. But y'all can't handle this black ass action adventure platformer, right? Because I can't connect with the stories. It's ghetto. What? Like, what are we doing here? What are we doing here? I don't understand this rape simulator though had me in. Absolutely beside myself, dude, because I was like, this shit is crazy, son. People are spending their hard-earned degrees out here, and I am not against the idea of adult visual novels, right?
No, I mean, the Fate series wouldn't exist without it. That's true shit.
I've never even played that, right? Like, I've never played an adult visual novel.
Don't play the visual Fate novels. They are way too Japan kawaii. Wow! Visual novels. Watch Fate Zero and then forget the rest of the franchise exists.
But I don't kink shame, right? And I know a lot of y'all ladies is out there reading the erotic fantasy novels that have shit like this in it, right? But the fact that a whole studio thought this shit was cooking is crazy to me. And then when you, like I said, when you juxtapose that at the backlash in the fucking hate campaign that South of Midnight was getting before it even fucking released, right? I'm like, what are we really dealing with here?
Because it's black, y'all. It's black, y'all. It's blacker than black, and it's black, y'all. The same reason people don't like Castlevania Nocturne, because Agatha is black, y'all. She's black, y'all. She's blacker than black, and she's black, y'all.
Yeah. Oh, man. But I bet you they would have loved it if fucking No Mercy, the antagonist, was a big fucking type.
Black, y'all, and black, y'all. The blacker than black, and then black, y'all. I said it, not him.
And as we said a couple of weeks ago, and has been confirmed, Nintendo also got into some gaming controversy this week. Not for a date rape sim, thank God.
But for a price point.
More a wallet rape simulator, where they have decided that they are going to charge $90. It was $90? Right?
$90 for
Do we want to check that?
first party games. So your Zeldas, your Marios, your Donkey Kongs.
Yeah, and that's not even for new releases. That's for re-releases, like all that. Nintendo said,
The
hey,
Switch
look.
2 version. However, I think they said that, like, if you have the Switch 1 version of Breath of the Wild or Tears of the Kingdom, you can get the upgrade for, like, a less result or something, or I don't know.
Yeah,
From the screen-by-screen comparisons, the only thing I can tell that's different between Link in the Switch and Switch 2 version is he's more hung in the Switch 2 version.
Wow, that's a crazy statement after we talked about a date rape sim.
Well, I mean, it's all the side-by-side comparisons. It's just like, look at his groin. Like, they pointed out.
Oh, I saw a post earlier today that said
It's like,
Marvel
great, you made Link have a dong.
Yeah, and Marvel Rivals apparently did a patch where they gave all of the male characters a little bit more junk in the trunk.
Yeah, I have to try, but so I like the thing is like Marvel Rivals, like,
See,
it's
that's
free to play. I need to find out what controller I can bind to my computer to play it, because it's a WSAD movement game, and I'm terrible at those.
I think that's a perfect example of nobody asked for this, but I don't think anybody's gonna complain. That's one of those things that, like, yeah, that's okay, cool. Why are we bitching about
Well,
that?
I mean, like, the Sonic GameCube development team was, like, given an extremely hard task of making the most realistic round fake boobs possible for each one of their characters.
So the question is now...
I know what I said. The most realistic fake boobs on each of their characters.
Okay, so the question is now that Nintendo has confirmed their price hike, right? What's going to happen with Grand Theft Auto? That is the question on everybody's minds. Is what is the question?
It's going to be $100 and nobody's going to complain.
And is it going to break the gaming bubble? Right? Is it going to be the thing? Because, you know, freemium didn't do it, and everybody thought freemium was going to do it.
GTA 6 is not going to be what breaks the gaming bubble.
Live service
The game that asks for $100 after is going to break the gaming bubble.
Okay, contrarian, make your point.
It's GTA.
So you think people will be already primed for GTA costing more money, especially with Nintendo raising their prices? Right.
I'm fully certain that people who were waiting for GTA were already expecting it to cost more, especially since Tears of the Kingdom came out at $70.
Okay, so then essentially what I'm interpreting your argument to be, I'm making your argument for you since you don't have the balls to make it, is that
AAA games are going to cost more now.
So that it's okay for Grand Theft Auto. What the issue will become is studios who feel like they have to compete with Grand Theft Auto also raising their prices to $100 instead of meeting somewhere in the middle and maybe settling on $80, right? Because we're not Nintendo, we're not...
I think there are going to be a few titles that take the L, initially charging $100.
Trying to charge $100.
And then get knocked back down to $80.
Because the issue, okay, we talked about this last time.
Like, all right, so
so we talked about this last time. It's
God of War. The next God of War debuted at $100. I would expect a blowback. I would not be shocked that it still succeeds.
Okay, but as we talked about last time,
If something
it's
like
already,
a new
God damn
Mario
it.
game,
God damn it.
if a new Mario game comes out at $100,
Well, Nintendo is already saying they're charging $90, but what I'm saying is...
once they hit that triple digit mark, that's a whole new level.
Okay, so what we said last time was that the gaming prices have already stagnated, right? They're like way beyond stagnation. In order to have actually caught up with the market, games nowadays should cost around $86, $85, right? So Nintendo averaging it out at 90 or rounding it up to 90 is about accurate. You're saying if Nintendo is accurately charging $90 for retro games, then Grand Theft Auto...
Not retro games.
Or all games, right? Like
for first-party, current-gen games. See, here's the thing. Like, as much as people like to complain about Nintendo, and there is a lot to complain about Nintendo, I understand that. But here's the thing. When it comes to Nintendo, anytime a Zelda is released, I know it's going to be great at best and at worst, not bad. They will never release a bad console Zelda. And honestly, that's what keeps me to Nintendo. Is that franchise. You know what I did? The first thing when I totaled my Jetta, my first Jetta, back in 2011, I went to Walmart and I cashed that check and I went right to the electronics department and I bought myself a Wii and The Legend of Zelda Skyward Sword the week that it came out. And I was happy. Is Skyward Sword a perfect game? Absolutely not. There are things that you can pull apart in every Zelda game. Not a single Zelda game is perfect, but every single Zelda game has a magical moment to it. A moment that you will never forget. When I was playing Tears of a Kingdom, the first time that I went skydiving, and they were like, you have to go to the depths, and I jumped from the sky to the surface and then kept going underground. And then I opened my map and saw that the entire underground was still explorable. My mind fucking lost it. For the people, there are a lot of people that have detractions about Tears of a Kingdom, and I can understand those detractions. The game fixed a lot of the problems I had with Breath of the Wild, and honestly, Tears of the Kingdom makes Breath of the Wild feel like a demo. And I feel almost that's an injustice to Breath of the Wild, because I felt like that was a perfect video game with an asterisk. That now I probably have to go back and re-explore. But for all of the people that say that those two games have nothing to offer, I don't question their mind or their taste. What I honestly question is their heart.
You just gonna keep going, huh?
I honestly question their heart, because if you cannot find something that makes your mind wander and feel alive with the exploration that you're going through in either of those two games, I just question what you are looking for in an adventure to begin with. What are you even looking for in an adventure that you cannot find it in either one of those games at all?
Future Zig is going to have fun with that, because we still got to talk about what the pricing of gaming rising means, because that is what we were initially talking about.
The experience that I just described, I would pay $100 for.
Every fucking time?
Yes!
You, as a person with a salary, I feel like, I guess... But
this is speaking as a DoorDasher too. I would set the money aside for a Zelda.
For the games that matter.
Yes.
Right. Okay.
And like I said, every single, and that's the thing that as much shit as Nintendo deserves, don't get me wrong,
It's not just Nintendo we're talking about, though.
But,
like, what do we do? What does that mean when the next 2K costs $100?
Okay, well, 2K,
Call of Duty. What about Call of Duty costing $100?
Yeah, those shouldn't cost $100.
But that they are. If Grand Theft Auto, which is a franchise, is charging $100,
that comes out once a decade. Comes out once a decade, bro.
No, we gotta pause. Pause it. Nah, man, I'm saying though, like it doesn't matter if Grand Theft Auto only comes out once a decade. What matters is the price hike. Because established franchises are going to think that it is okay for them to charge $100 even though they come out like every year, like the 2Ks, like the Call of Duties, right? Like,
I think some franchises are going to be in for a rude awakening when they realize that they are not Grand Theft Auto.
And I feel like, yeah, obviously, if AAA studios are raising their prices, then it's just going to mean that the, lower studios are also going to follow suit. And I wonder if they are thinking that they're going to set themselves at the Nintendo range where they're doing $90 as well. And that's the medium that we have to look forward to for the paywall in front of our recreation.
I mean, I'm fine with indie games also increasing in price.
Well, yeah, because indie developers are the ones that deserve the price hike.
And I understand the video game price hikes. I get it. Am I happy about it? No. But do I get it? Yeah. And I'm not, it's like...
Fucking capitalist pig.
Like, it's...
No, man.
Like, we've been paying $60 for a video game for a decade plus.
Yeah, we've been spoiled. I mean, honestly, it is true.
Like
they've been that way since
a brand new game
the early
in 1997 costed $50.
Yeah. I mean, like I said, we've been spoiled.
And $50 back then was a hell of a lot more than $50 now.
I mean, it's just crazy that that's where we are at. But honestly, the more intense games like, Grand Theft Auto and your God of Wars, they probably deserve it, right? And we might not get so much.
People are forgetting,
we might not get so much additive force down our throats either. Like, as much DLC push, right?
People are forgetting, like, when God of War comes out, you're not only getting a AAA game, you're also getting basically 3 seasons of, like, Emmy quality television. Like, you have to remember that at the same time.
That's what a lot of modern gaming is. I've seen that complaint that the games are too narrative driven and story driven now, and there's not like as much gameplay and replayability. One of the biggest legitimate complaints I'm seeing about South of Midnight is the actual gameplay and the fight mechanics in the game are a bit repetitive.
I'm a God of War fan, not because I played the game, but because I watched all the cinematics on YouTube. Not even gonna lie. I am literally there all for the story.
Oh, man, come on.
When I saw that God of War, like, when the next God of War comes out, I'm thinking, oh shit, that's 35 hours of Emmy quality television that I get to watch.
I'm just saying, like, if you weren't there in the hack and slash days, bro, where were you? Like,
I mean, I played God of War back then, and I played God of War now, and I realized that I'm not good at it. But I love the story.
Ah, man, listen, we can't all be Kratos.
But I love the story, so I'm a huge fan of the franchise, despite me being bad.
We can't all be Kratos, then they can't all be Grand Theft Auto, right? They can't all be $100. So I guess we will see whether or not these new price points crash the gaming market as we know it, and what does this mean for games that thrive on like a DLC subscription based kind of service model where you have the games that have like their monthly battle passes and things like that. How will that affect those prices moving forward? What will that mean for the prices of DLC moving forward?
Completely unrelated. Did you know Kylie Jenner was dating Timothée Chalamet?
Yes, we've talked about that.
We did?
Yes, I'm almost certain we've talked about that.
God, Timothy's on a heater.
I mean, hey.
Timothy is on an all-time heater. You know what the best thing is? Like,
we should probably just pause for a second. Pause for
shout
a
out
second.
to Timothée Chalamet. Break. So after hearing that exchange between you and your son, I just want to know,
no, you
like,
did not turn this on so we
like,
can record
like,
it.
if
What
you
were we even talking
if
about?
you're really going to threaten him, are you going to threaten to beat the black out of him or beat the white out of him first?
No, I always threaten to beat the black out of him. Because if I threaten to beat the white out of him, I can get shot. Right?
That was funny. That was not messed up, Dan. I don't even know why you made me go upstairs.
Go upstairs,
If I
Tess.
beat the weight, I hit my mic get shot.
Although, in theory, if I beat the black out of him, then I'm beating on a white child, so I could still get shot. So maybe I have to beat the white out of him. So then it just looks like I'm beating on a light-skinned black child. I'm kidding. Dude, I was watching the fucking...
The fact that you said Stevie Wonder is proof that he just beat the white out of you.
It reminded me... The fact that you brought up Stevie Nicks reminded me of that South Park episode where the boys went to Afghanistan so Cartman could fuck with Osama bin Laden. And they had this goat with them the whole time that everybody thought was Stevie Nicks. Coming to perform at a USO show for the troops.
I love when South Park would do random shit like that. Like at the end of the one episode where Kyle was just like, and the Cure's Retribution album's the best ever. And then like Robert Smith as Mothra just like flies in the background.
Early South Park is great, dude. Like, Matt and Trey say they wish the first 3 seasons would just disappear, and I'm like, those seasons are like a fucking acid trip, and I love it.
Randy was normal back then.
Yeah. Compared to, that was like when Mr. Garrison was like the unhinged one. And not just his jaw. We were talking about video games. How does this happen?
The stick of truth. The fractured butthole.
Do you think Matt and Trey, they're like...
What's the best
already,
South Park video game?
There are...
Stick of Truth, Fractured Butthole.
No, it's the N64...
The N64 racing game?
No, the racing game, fuck you. It's the N64 first-person shooter, bro. What do you mean? Where you run around fucking after the turkeys that are trying to take over the town? Yes. That fucking mind-bending, nauseating mess of a video game? Absolutely.
I just love that they made full-ass, like, real good video games.
Yeah.
Titled Fractured Butthole.
Yeah. They are some of the only turn-by-turn, turn-by-turn games that I will play. Yeah.
Turn-based.
Oh, yeah. Yes. Those, whatever the fuck they're called. Like,
I'm going to convince at least one of my best friends to play Final Fantasy Tactics.
I was going to say, because obviously, I mean, Final Fantasy is a turn-based game.
Have you played Final Fantasy Tactics?
No, I haven't.
I'm going to buy you that game so you can play it.
On the Switch for $90?
I'm sure I can get it for you on the PlayStation 5. It's a PlayStation 1 game.
I want it on the Switch.
I can at least get it on your phone.
I can get it for I can get the mobile. Yeah, because we all love freemium games.
Yeah, because we all love playing games on our phones.
Man, look. Look, that's
Like, it's gotta be a really good phone port for me to want to play it.
Man,
like
phone games
Teamfight
suck.
Tactics and Magic.
But get ready for it, baby, because that's where we're all gonna be unless you guys want to go back to fucking bootlegging.
Metaverse!
Oh, man. Speaking of bootlegging, are you guys ready for the tariffs? Because Trump wasn't, and as of recording, who knows? They were paused
They
for
were
90
on
days.
and then they're off. And now they're currently off, but they might be on again. It's the art of the deal.
Are you guys caught up in the weave? Are you guys dizzy from the weave? I'm dizzy.
This whole
markets are
thing,
dizzy.
this whole thing, literally, I swear to God, Trump watched John Mulaney's stand-up and thought, have you ever thought of a way to make $6,000 faster than by spending $12,000?
Yo, the whole Trump saved the market headlines really had me gassed up, bro. And the way some Democrats are like, well, you know, tariffs can be good. I'm just like,
Shut up! Just shut up! Just shut up!
I'm like,
Stop it! Shut up!
There's really a gas leak in DC. There's got to be. I don't know. I think when in like 50 years, when there's science, if there's still science, they will really be studying the effects of COVID on people's brains. Because there's got to be something.
Let's just be honest. Scientists 50 years from now, they're all going to be gay.
They'll all know, and they'll all
Because
be Canadian.
They'll all be gay
And
Canadians.
scientists studying
Because
American brain.
DEI, like everybody who's not, would have been just like killed.
Yeah, we'll be down here living in fucking Handmaid's Tale Minority Report.
Just praying that Dr. Doom shows up.
Oh my god, if you get caught praying to Dr. Doom, they'll send you to El Salvador. Are you fucking stupid?
But let's be honest, if it was Dr. Doom instead, we'd be in a way better position. Like, that's literally the one autocrat where I'm like, if it's Doom, I think I'm okay with it.
Doom wouldn't have imposed the tariffs. Doom would have just...
No, he would have given us free Wi-Fi!
Damn it, you killed my joke.
There's no jokes when it comes to Doom!
Doom would have just imposed.
know,
that would have been
The
enough.
thing that I love about Dr. Doom is how unintentionally funny he is. Like, Dr. Doom is so respectful of rules that he went through a metal detector and took all of the change out of his pockets first.
But not that mask, though, huh?
Yeah. He took all the change out of his pockets and went through. Because it's like, it's gonna go off, but I mean, I don't have any other metal.
Are you guys buying precious metals? Because you probably should be. Because there's no way Trump isn't one of those precious metal conspiracy theorists. Like, at this point, it really just feels like Trump is doing all the conspiracy
Are
theory
you picking a
things.
different Fireplace for us to watch?
Yes, I mean, Future Zig, you can do with that what you want. But don't you feel
Future
like...
Zig is gonna leave it in.
Don't you feel like, at this point, right, like... with the RFK, the
Like, did you go like,
dismantling-
this Fireplace, I've seen this Fireplace too much. Now I need to watch it. This angled of logs to be burned. Like what made you think that you needed to choose a different Fireplace?
I mean, if we must go down
We
this
must.
tangent, if we must. Shout out to our
What was
patrons.
wrong with the first Fireplace?
There was nothing wrong with the first
Then
Fireplace.
why are we playing a different Fireplace?
If you care to actually listen, the fucking Fireplace was done, and we were staring at a AI generated photo
Well,
of
what
a
about the
rainy
live
park
Fireplace?
walkway.
Why do we not join the live Fireplace chat like the last time?
I don't support it. This Fireplace looks perfectly fine. It's pretty realistic. It also fits the TV.
You mean
as
you don't want
if
to get into
it
the
was
group
in
chat
my
of the
wall.
people who are also watching a Fireplace?
and distract you even
One
more?
of them may be FDR.
What are we doing here?
I'm asking you to put
tariffs.
on the live Fireplace.
Are we really that bored of the? I know I'm pretty bored of tariffs too, and it hasn't really raised the egg prices like Donald is trying to say it has. People just aren't buying the eggs, so they're dropping the price of eggs.
I have noticed whenever I go to the gas station and do the whitest thing ever and buy 2 hard-boiled eggs because I just really need the protein, they are now more than $2.
I don't think that's necessarily the whitest thing ever.
You have said it's like the whitest thing ever, that I get 2 hard-boiled eggs and a single packet of ketchup.
That's that part. I think that's what makes it pretty. Not to say that I haven't eaten.
It's 4 bites. 1 bite off the top half of the hard-boiled egg. Catch up the yolk. Then eat the second half. Second egg. Bite off the top half. Catch up the yolk. Then finish it. Then close my door and leave the gas station.
I get scrambled eggs and ketchup, right? And I already feel low-key like that's kind of devious work, right? But like hard-boiled eggs and ketchup, though, it feels like a wicked time, man. Like,
are you just gonna eat a hard-boiled egg?
I don't eat hard-boiled eggs.
They're not bad.
No.
It's fast protein.
Listen, I get it. As somebody who is, I told you, casually into the fitness community, the proliferation of eggs as a super protein, like, cheat, it's there. I know all about the benefits of eggs. I'm like a scrambled and maybe like a hard fried kind of guy, right? I do not do any other, like, you're not gonna sous vide my egg. I don't want it soft boiled, right? Like in the ramen, I take it out. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I tell them, I'm like, I don't, like, you can keep that shit. Give it to somebody else. Give them 2. Give them mine. I don't want it.
Naruto would be ashamed.
Yeah, whatever. I'll punish the rest of the ramen. I'm sure Goku would too. He'd be like, you're skipping out on valuable protein there, brother. And I'd be like, hey, listen.
Did you just make Goku
sound
like Hulk Hogan? You're skipping out there on that protein, brother.
I'm sure Hulk Hogan would be disappointed too. He'd be like, it's not American.
I don't know what would be funnier if you superimpose Hulk Hogan over Goku, or if you have Goku voiced by Hulk Hogan. Keeping the same voice of Goku if you superimpose Hulk Hogan onto Goku.
What's funnier? Hulk Hogan as Goku or Jamaican Sukuna?
Definitely Jamaican Sukuna. Oh my god. Not only that, Jamaican Sukuna is way more menacing.
Yeah.
Like, Jamaican Sukuna makes me scared. Like, Jamaican Sukuna makes me more scared than, like, Michael Jackson from Demon Slayer.
Yo, I still am not gonna forgive y'all for letting Demon Slayer cook for turning Michael Jackson into a whole ass villain menace like that.
Mama say, Mama sa, Mama kusa.
Yo, they really were like not low with that at all. They were like, no, this man is a predator, and here's why.
You just said that like it was a fucking YouTube video essay.
Yeah.
This man is a predator, and this is why.
And it's just the next
Chapter 1.
Demon Slayer Chapter 1, and it's just the entire series Demon Slayer.
And it's all about Zenitsu being a predator on fucking the girl. What's her name? Nezuko?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, buddy. Yeah, buddy. That's hype.
Zenitsu is one of the worst anime characters ever. Ever. Zenitsu is awful. Guy is literally only cool when he's asleep.
That's crazy.
Am I wrong? This brings me up to the segment I wanted to start. Why are you booing me? I'm right.
Why you booing me? I'm right.
Is this your first entry into the segment?
Zenitsu is only cool when he's asleep.
I don't think anybody is booing you on that one, actually. I think most people probably agree with that. I didn't have anything else to add to that. Because, like, I mean, he's pretty gnarly, right? Frieza is, like, a full-blown racist.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
but the thing, Frieza is
and and like
fucking hilarious.
and
though.
genocidal at that.
Yeah, like
a
Frieza is
a
like,
hilarious
the
genocidal
thing I love
racist.
about Akira Toriyama villains is the villains aren't deep at all, but goddamn, he wrote some of the best villainy lines for villainy sake ever. Just like
monkey,
like literally just like writing the most nefarious evil people dialogue. They're like, I know I'm evil and I'm embracing it. Some of the best I've ever heard.
You know, that whole time I just kind of felt like you were talking about the Republicans. It's so great because they say the same thing about us, but somebody's more realistic than the other. I don't know. Is it the side whose economic policy is based on conspiracy theory, or is it the one with transgender kids? I don't know. You tell me.
I don't know either.
It's all feeling
Like, time for a break! So, I want to say that we have a new season premiere of a very relevant media series.
Oh yeah, what a season premiere of what? You mean like when you
Season
say
2?
Do you mean TV show? Like with media series? Like are we?
It is a
talking
TV
about
series.
A web short? Is
We
there
have
a new season
we
premiere
officially
of a web
have
short?
a season 2.
You big fan of web shorts?
A season 2 of One Piece.
Oh. So we knew One Piece was getting season 2, but has season 2 dropped?
Yeah, it's officially season 2, which means that season 1 was episode 1 to like 1157.
That's crazy.
So season 2 is just started, and oh my god, have they got an animation budget?
Oh yeah, yeah. So we're upgrading here. Like it's
We are
time.
full on in Egghead Part 2, everybody.
Okay. So,
Animation budget, do not skimp anymore.
I thought you were
One
talking
Piece
about,
is
yeah.
all gas, no brakes.
Yeah.
Holy shit, we are a go. I just wanted to give that news update because
So it's out, like watchable.
yeah. We did want to talk about
On what platform?
Crunchyroll, as
on
always.
Oh, okay. Like,
but we were
yeah.
talking earlier this week about some of the greatest celebrity crash outs of all time, and I looked it up, and I wanted to go chronologically through some of the greatest crash outs of all time. However, I am going to hold on one of them, and then see at the end of this list if you're like, wait a second, you forgot something. And I'd be like, yeah, I was saving the greatest celebrity crash out to see if you remembered. So
Okay,
we're going
all
to start with Martin Lawrence breakdown in 1996. Ran into traffic yelling, "They're trying to kill me!"
Oh yeah. I mean, that was like, was that right before or right? I think that was right after Bad Boy.
You can just tell me whether this is like thumbs up crash out, middle crash out, or like move on. Not a big deal.
I was gonna say, in like the grand scheme of things, right? Like some of the crash outs that we've witnessed in as we've.
Is this a
gone,
move on?
This is like, I wouldn't even call it. It's like, yeah, it's mild. It's a mild crash out. At
Bill Clinton, Monica Lewinsky. I did not have sexual relations with that woman.
That's not a crash out. That's a move on. Like, I mean, like, Bill didn't like come out on stage. I mean, like, come on, look at the current president, man. Like, it's so crazy because, like, Bill could have come out and been like, fake news. Imagine if Bill Clinton had did the fake news. That girl give me head, that's fake news. They just mad because I got swag. They wish that they imagine the secretaries is up here sucking my, because they foul, y'all. Look at how sick these people are.
Now we in the 2000s. Winona Ryder shoplifting arrest. I mean, that's just kind of like a meme to me. I feel like a lot of the old ones are honestly like memes because we didn't have social media.
I feel like what would have been the crash out is if when she was getting arrested, right? Like, I guess she did pull the "do you know who I am" move, if I remember correctly, when she got arrested for shoplifting. But it wasn't much of an outburst or like a tantrum. She didn't like throw a tantrum when she got arrested. She just got caught shoplifting, which is stupid when you're an award-winning actress, right?
So we got 2005 Tom Cruise on Oprah's couch.
I thought about this one earlier, but I wasn't sure if this counted as a crash out or not. Like, I mean, I guess he kind of crashed out for love, which is not the crash out we're used to, but maybe we need more of that. Maybe in 2025 we should start crashing out for love, y'all. Like, jumping on people's couches for equality.
And I mean, in 2006, we had Mel Gibson's DUI and anti-Semitic rant.
That's a crash out.
And
buddy.
Michael Richards, a.k.a. Kramer.
Yeah. Those are epic level crash outs. And they trying to get Mel Gibson's gun, whatchamacallit.
Oh, he got it back.
He did?
He got it back.
Yeah, because, we got time for that while we're making Doge cuts and we're crashing the economy. We definitely got time to stop and make sure we get Mel Gibson's guns back.
Well, we got 2007 where we got Britney.
The Britney calling, that is a pretty epic crash out though. I mean, shaving your head but paparazzi really...
Lindsay Lohan.
I feel like...
Also started.
Okay, I feel like...
the Kim K sex tape.
That's not a crash out.
That was planned.
In retrospect, I feel like the Britney crash out is probably one of the more understandable crash outs in retrospect. I mean, that shit broke the internet before there was an internet, right? Like, paparazzi definitely pushed her to, like, Alfred Hitchcock levels of
To
insanity.
end the 2000s, we have Amanda Bynes, Tiger Woods cheating, and Kanye interrupts Taylor.
Hey, yo, Tiger Woods literally crashed out.
Yeah.
Like, that was a literal crash out. That might just take the cake because it literally ended in him crashing his fucking vehicle, bro. Like, you can't get too much more crash out than that.
All right, now,
hold on, wait. Dude, once again, I feel like this is a bit of the patriarchy here, right? Because the crash out, we give the crash out to Tiger, but wasn't it really his wife, or was it his wife or fiance, right? Because she, like, smashed the fucking window.
Oh, yeah, she fucked that car up.
Yeah, she's the one that crashed out.
All right, so we're going into the 2010s, and this is the crash out that I've thought of that made me think of this whole conversation. In 2011, epic, Charlie Sheen's winning Tiger Blood.
Oh, yeah, no, I thought about this one, too.
Like, you don't pay the porn stars to come over, you pay them to leave.
Yeah. I guess that does count as a crash out. If that counts as a crash out, there's Jonathan Majors.
Winning!
There's Jonathan Majors running up the street away from his, it's not funny, because he admitted to actually choking her. He literally admitted to, but it also makes sense that that's why he ran away from her, because he was like, hey, yo, I'm not about to get in this argument with her in the middle of the street where there are cameras that could potentially catch me having roid rage. Maybe it wasn't a good idea to do steroids to get pumped for a movie role, Jonathan. That's all I'm saying.
Once we hit the 2010s and I'm going to start just listing these. Ready?
Wait, so are we
We're at the 2010s, and therefore the era where everybody has a camera.
Are we in agreement that Jonathan Majors running up the road is a crash out?
It is a crash out.
Okay.
Because he ran many blocks.
And
that man ran at least 7 full blocks.
And I just started running.
2010, Mel Gibson voicemails leak.
Mel Gibson on here again.
2012, Amanda Bynes continues.
Is that the Twitter post?
Yep. 2013, Paula Dean admits to using racial slurs.
I don't know if I count that as a crash out either.
2014, Shia LaBeouf paper bag phase begins. I am not famous anymore.
That is a slow burn of a crash out. I do call that a crash out though, right? Because like that was him like really like spiraling, right? Culminating in what would also be the I was about to make a really fucked up joke.
Bill Cosby.
I don't know if I count that as a crash out.
Ja Rule and Firefest.
No, Ja Rule snapping on 50 Cent on Twitter earlier was a crash out, bro. This nigga went full blast and was like, this nigga got shot 9 times and didn't do nothing, and y'all respect this man? Calling 50 Cent a used car salesman, like the hip-hop equivalent of a used car salesman, is dirty work. From somebody who was associated with Fire Festival.
So, you might...
Jeffrey, if you don't get yo how the fuck you gonna call 50 a used car salesman and you are associated with what is considered one of the biggest scams in fucking music festival history? Get the fuck out of here.
2 documentaries. Oh, you might know about this one. I don't know anything. Azalea Banks' chicken sacrifice videos.
Azalea Banks has better crash outs than her fucking voodoo work videos, right? Because that's all the chicken sacrifice videos are, is she practices hoodoo and voodoo, right? Like, and you're not gonna catch me shaming her for that. Now, the other things, though, exposing Elon Musk as a fucking drug addict, because alright, I'm gonna say it. Let's take it there. Azalea Banks, as crazy as she fucking is, right? She's like the female version of Kanye West, right? Although she has not done a Nazi arc yet, right? And I'm very surprised that Kanye...
We're still gonna get there.
You were in 2010, and Kanye crashing out on MTV after Hurricane Katrina was like, what? That's
like Kanye crash out number 2.
Like, what? I mean, her snapping on Elon, right, and way back when she tried to warn us, but nobody took her seriously because, I mean, who the fuck takes Azalea Banks seriously at this point?
So, we have 2018 Roseanne Barr racist tweet that gets her show canceled after the premiere.
Are you talking about when she burnt the fucking cookies in the oven and made the Holocaust joke?
Yup.
The gingerbread? Like... God damn, man.
Also, R. Kelly meltdown, screaming and sobbing, I'm fighting for my fucking life!
Yeah. That's a pretty...
But I feel like R. Kelly meltdowns don't count.
I mean, that was a crash out for sure. Like, he just crashed out in that interview. It was like...
Now we're in the 2020s.
Over, man. It's fucking
over,
man.
We're in the 2020s. Kanye West's presidential meltdown.
I mean, we didn't even have You Don't Have the Answer sway on here, like...
I think he's on there somewhere from the earlier ones. Yeah, he's on there.
This list isn't bad, but I definitely feel like it's forgetting some moments. Like, the whole time I was thinking of, like, I'm surprised Kanye hasn't popped up yet, but yeah, here we finally are. I mean, I feel like him snatching the mic from Taylor
Kanye is still on here. I haven't gotten there yet. I mean, 2022, we have Will Smith slapping Chris Rock.
Yeah, I mean... In retrospect, I'm gonna say it. That was the most gentlemanliest crash out that we have witnessed.
It was one solid slap, turn around and walk away.
Only way it could have been more gentlemanly is if he had taken a fucking white glove off and done it, right? Walked up, slapped this nigga across the face and was like, we must duel outside right now. Fisticuffs, and then shot this nigga Chris Rock in the kneecap, right?
Now, where does this rank in crash outs with Elon?
Oh man, he crashing out right now hard, bro. Didn't he cry in an interview or while he was
you mean
streaming?
People have joy of seeing a major stock price tank? People take joy in that?
They're bullying me.
Yes, we do, actually. Thank you.
It really makes me feel like Elon is the kind of person J.D. Vance could bully, and J.D. Vance fucks couches. So, like...
And it's impossible to bully the richest man on the planet. He might not be the richest man on the planet anymore.
I don't know. Yeah, especially if you believe that a lot of his wealth was tied up in the speculation of the value of his companies, and his companies continued to tank in value. So it does seem like
the catch-22 for all of those companies is so much of their value is tied up in what Elon was before.
Yeah, and what he was built up to be, right? But what bothers me is it doesn't seem like the brand value of the Trump cult, dude, and yeah, I'm calling it a cult, man, because the copium I've seen of people trying to reason with the bold and abrasive maneuvers that he is taking with the stock market, it just feels cultish, right? Like, Barack finally came out and said the thing.
Said something.
Where he was like...
Said literally anything.
Can you imagine who gives who gives a fuck what Barack Obama has to say right now anyway? I'm not, and that's not me being disrespectful. Like, he's not gonna help. He's part of the liberalism that made this a problem. Let's be realistic about it. I'm sorry, black people. We can go ahead and cancel my cookout invitation for like 2
Realistically,
cookouts.
you just cancel mine.
But like, Citizens United is what got us into a lot of this fucking mess, right? It's the reason why Elon can play shadow president.
Yep.
And you know, that was approved under Barack Obama's administration at his hand. So like, yeah, the who gives a fuck? But he also said the thing where like, yeah, can you imagine if Barack Obama was like, oh, I knew what'll save the economy? 154% tariffs on China.
Also, none of those were the biggest celebrity crash out. You have to guess what the biggest celebrity crash out actually was.
Oh, I thought you said it was Charlie Sheen.
No, it's absolutely not Charlie Sheen.
Is it when David Hasselhoff drunkenly ate that burger on the floor of his bathroom and disappointed his daughter?
Nope.
Oh. We already said Kramer. It wasn't Jerry Seinfeld bitching that nobody went to go see the Pop-Tart movie that he made.
Nope.
No. It wasn't the kids in the Minecraft theaters throwing their popcorn around because of Chicken Jockey.
Nope. Here's your hint. There have been at least 2 documentaries made about this. One of them was an award-winning documentary.
P. Diddy?
No.
Do freak-offs count as crash-outs?
OJ.
Do you think OJ went to a freak-off?
No, I think OJ crashed the fuck out, though. Whether he did it or not, that Bronco chase is a crash out.
I mean, like, for all of that...
Bronco chase alone is a crash out.
For all that, we could count Yolanda as a crash out, right? The woman who shot Selena, who was denied her parole recently. That's a crash out.
More than OJ?
What about the guy?
More than OJ Simpson. Orenthal James Simpson.
I got a crash out for you. Nikita Kapsif was convicted of killing his parents in Wisconsin after letting his online group of Nazi followers know that in order to complete his goal of assassinating the president to disrupt American power and overthrow the Jewish power structure.
I don't think that's as big as crash out as OJ.
Really?
No. OJ knew what he had to lose. That motherfucker doesn't. He hasn't had sex in ever. You want to know why I can say OJ crashed out harder? Because this guy is thinking through it more. OJ just said, nah, I'ma stab, and stab, and stab, and stab some more.
A gun, ammunition, and $14,000 was found in his parents' stolen car, so he killed his parents, stole their car, had guns, ammunition, and, dude, I want to say this dude had drones.
Man, he would have been perfect to send out at the Ukrainian front line.
Kasap said killing Trump would bring chaos to the nation.
You know, sometimes crazy people have good ideas.
Don't do that. This kid is a part of, like, neo-Nazi group called the Order of the Nine Angels, an extremist neo-Nazi group, and also found they found text messages in Russian and a 3-page document discussing the assassination, bomb making, and terrorist attacks. Right? They've got him in custody, and he's on $1 million bond.
This is a wild story.
Yeah, he was.
How about this? We'll have that one more up information for next week.
Kids killing their parents in order to assassinate the president is just more proof that
none of this is normal. But what should be normal is buying all of your Yu-Gi-Oh! Pokemon, Magic the Gathering, Flesh and Blood, board games, card game supplies, One Piece board game, card games, and all of the other new card games that are popping up, including Lorcana at tokenfg.com and using the promo code Ziggy to get 10% off your order. What also should be normal is following us at the Floodpot on everything, and that is on everything. And a shout out to all of our patrons and Rage Peacock,
AC Slater,
Thunder Knight, Ryo, and Andrew Raymer. Deuces!
Look, it's a flood. It's a flood. It's flooding.
Get away.
Quick, we need to get to higher ground.
Open the floodgates.
Wait, why can't we talk about Black Sun?